Alright, let's get straight into it. The main reason why I stopped eating meat and consuming animal products was down to the fact that I felt so disconnected with the food I was consuming. I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know how it was packaged. I didn't know who touched it. I didn't know how the animal was raised. I didn't know anything. I would just go to a supermarket like the average consumer without questioning anything, pick up a chicken breast off the shelf, and next thing you know, it's on my plate and I'm eating it. And I just got to a point where that didn't feel right. So I started to look into how my meat and how the animal products that I was consuming got to me, and seeing that process with my own eyes, I really didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that they were producing all of these products the same way they produce plastic toys. Everything's on a machine. There's no connection to it, and that just didn't work with me. So I slowly started to make this shift towards eating more plants and less of that stuff, just because at least with a sweet potato I know that it comes from the ground. Okay, yes, there might be a process where it gets packaged and sprayed if it's not organic or whatever, but at least I know that it comes from the ground. I can see that whole process much clearer. And to think that the average consumer doesn't ever in their entire life question any of this stuff, that amazes me. And we're just like robots. We just do things for the sake of doing them because we've been led to believe that, or we've been raised to do it that way, which is ridiculous. So only when I started to take things into my own hands and started to think about things differently, that's when I started to make the shift towards eating more plants and eating less junk, processed food and animal products in general. And that is also where I started to reap the benefits of a plant-based diet. Like cutting out dairy, that had the biggest impact on my health. And if there's anything you can do for your own health and well-being, please ditch the dairy. Like, we'll save that for another time, but by far that is the biggest thing you can do to your health. And I also came to the realization that everything we consume is energy. Without sounding hippie, everything is energy. That's just quantum physics. And when you consume meat, you don't just consume meat. That animal releases a bunch of cortisol and stress as soon as it dies. And where do you think that goes? In the meat. And then where does the meat go? In us. We literally are what we eat. Our cells use that food to make us. Like, that's literally how it works. And I just didn't want to be dead animal flesh anymore. I would much rather be a watermelon. So yeah, there you go. Yo, I'm an animal lover, yeah? I love horses. I love dogs. I appreciate animals in the wild, in the nature. Like, I adore that. I would never in a million years would I eat a horse or a dog or a giraffe or a rhino, or like, why the fuck was I eating cows, pigs and chickens? Like, really and truly, what is the difference? It's still flesh. And if you ask the average person, would they eat a dog or a cat? They would say no. But then in places like China, where we think it's weird to eat dogs and cats, they eat dogs and cats like we eat chickens, cows and pigs. But really and truly, let me ask you, what is the difference? What is the difference in that? It's still flesh. It's dead animal flesh. And the more I learned about this stuff, the more I became disgusted by the meat industry and the way they were producing these products. And I just didn't want to be a part of that. So those were the main reasons why I stopped eating meat and animal products. I felt very disconnected with my food. I understood that there really is no normal, and there is no difference between a horse, a tiger, a cow, a dog, a pig or a chicken. And I just didn't want to consume dead animal flesh anymore. I wanted to consume something that would make me thrive and energize me and nourish me. And that's when I started to eat more plants. And honestly, whether you go fully plant-based or not, or whether you just cut down on your meat and animal product intake, you will notice benefits. And these benefits are of course different for every individual, but for me, I noticed better digestion. I noticed my skin improved and cleared up. I felt a lot nicer and cleaner from the inside. I had a whole lot more energy. There was a lot less inflammation in my body, and it's inflammation that causes stress and illness and disease and etc. So naturally I felt a whole lot better. And that's when I started to realize, why would I go back to my old ways of eating if I could eat more plants and feel way better? So I was a lot more aligned with my morals and my beliefs of being a kind, compassionate individual, and that just felt a lot better as well. And then to all the endless environmental factors that I would eliminate just by consuming more plants and less meat were tremendous. Now, whether you go fully plant-based or whether you just cut down on your meat intake, I promise you will notice dramatic changes to your lifestyle, to your health, to your sense of well-being, and to everything in general. Just eat more plants and less junk, and you'll be good. And on that note, I want to take a moment to share something special with you that I've been working on over the last couple of months. It is called 30 Days of Thriving, and as a fellow thriver, you'll discover how to implement easy and sustainable eating strategies that can transform the way you look and feel without ever having to feel deprived, restricted, or guilty. The power of a plant-based diet to transform your body and energy is truly incredible. And many so-called foods that we consume actually stop us from thriving, and they do the complete opposite. And in particular, those based around animal products and junk and heavy processed foods. And no, this is not a traditional count every single calorie and track every single macro plan. No, you will not see a single calorie in this plan. Yes, it will be tailored to you and your energy needs and requirements, but you will not be tracking anything. I want you to get in touch with your bodies, not with calculators and weighing scales and maths and calories and macros and numbers. No, it's about getting in touch with your body, and you'll eat more food than you ever thought possible. So if you want to cut down on junk and animal products and eat less processed foods and eat more wholesome, nourishing, natural plants and improve your health, wellness, lifestyle, and feel like you are glowing from the inside out, then just take 30 days out of your current way of living and eating and dedicate it to becoming the best and healthiest you possible. And warning, I'm being deadly serious, these 30 days will change your life for the better. So if you're serious, don't sleep on it. As for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got to know a little bit more about why I eat the way I do now and what fueled that initially. Thanks so much again for your support. Make sure to leave this video a like, comment, subscribe. Much love. See you on the next one. Mwah.